Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. And wait a minute. First one of the new year. First program of 2021. Okay. Good to have you on, Beth and Kim. Say hello, Jordan and Wendy. And you guys are great. Thanks for coming on. Nick's on this morning with us. And Nativity, and you guys are wonderful. The ones that come on every day, especially, I love it. Jerry and Nicole and Diane and Suzanne and Jeanette, our faithful followers. Good morning to you. Eric and Anita, Jocelyn, bonjour. Nicole and Sharon. Good to have you on, guys. Naja and Darlene, Linda, and Donna, and John, our friend from Elgin, Illinois. Happy New Year to you guys. Louise, Kathleen, Matty Jo, Connie, Bruno. Good morning. Happy reset, Connie says. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Keith, is that you and Stacy? Good to have you on. Mary, Danuta, we're going to talk this morning. I'm going to pump your tires, Deb, and good morning to you. I'm going to pump your tires here about the reset. And so, have you made any New Year's resolutions? Well, most people do, and it's the time of the year. So we're going to talk. I want to talk this morning, though, reset a little bit, and we'll go through it. But what happens to your body if you just cut sugar out? Okay? Now, the reset is more than that, okay? Because the reset, it's elimination, of course, of sugars. You're not going to have any sugars. That's why it's one of the reasons that even for 30 days, you don't have any fruit, okay? That's very difficult for a lot of people, by the way. I understand that. But there's a reason behind my madness. Okay, and that is I do not want any sugars at all. And the reason, the number one reason, is that we're going to completely reset your pancreas. Okay? So your pancreas is going to go on a holiday. The implications of that are legion. You have no idea how good that is for you. So you're eliminating sugars 100%. I'll talk to you about just the benefits of lowering your sugars. Not even talking to you so much about the eggs, meat, and cheese, the EMC, eggs, meat, and cheese. And when you add that to your diet, when you eat exclusively that to your diet, there's a multitude of things that happens because of the nutrient density of those foods, okay? So the reset, I've explained to you in the past, it's not keto, okay? In that sense, it's not keto. And I got no problem with keto. But keto diet is different. Because, you're eating very little sugars. You're eating some, but very little. And it's good for you. But this one is, in my opinion, superior. And the reason is because you're giving every major organ in your body a rest. And we're going to go through that this morning. So let me just go through what happens when you do this. No sugars. Eliminate sugar. What happens in your body? Okay, so let's go through it. Number one, And, this isn't necessarily, the hit parade, number one meaning it's the best benefit. But let's be honest, most people want to lose weight. Most people, not everybody, but most people want to lose weight. The reset is tremendous for that. It's the healthiest for that. There's no comparison. It's the healthiest. And we'll go through that. But as you cut your sugars down, one of the benefits, of course, is weight loss. Now, when I created the reset, it wasn't for weight loss. You have to understand the history of the reset. Reset was created originally to put diabetics into remission. Remission. Within 30 days, diabetics were into remission, and the vast majority of diabetics that I put on that program, I'm talking, quite a few years ago, they went into remission. Now, I say remission and not cured because you can't go back to eating the way you used to eat and then, you know what I mean? But that was, you have to understand where I'm coming from. That originally was given to diabetics. I used to see a lot of diabetics in the office, hundreds and hundreds a year. I mean that. And guess what? Into remission in 30 days. And that's why I started using it for many other conditions when people, and the effects of it, the benefits of that are tremendous. Okay, but if you eliminate all your sugars, just eliminate sugars, here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose weight. If you need to lose weight, you will lose weight. So that's, again, I just put this in benefits, but it's not necessarily the number one thing. It certainly was never the number one thing in my mind, although, yeah, it's great. If you need to lose weight, it's great. Number two, your risk of diabetes obviously goes way, way, way down when you cut sugars out. I mean, diabetes, my definition of diabetes, and I'm 100% right, I know it, is you have an allergy. If you're a diabetic, you have an allergy. If you're a pre-diabetic, you have an allergy. You and sugars don't get along. And remember, carbs are going to be sugar in a few seconds. So when you have a piece of bread, think of sugar. You have a muffin, think of sugar. You have a potato, think of sugar. You have pasta, think of sugar, because that's what it is. There's no sugars added. Yeah, but your body's going to break that down into sugar rapidly. And when you make sugar from a carbohydrate, the problem with that is you need an enormous amount of insulin. And insulin has a job to do. It has no choice but to take that sugar out of your bloodstream. Okay, that's how your body operates. You're fearfully and wonderfully made, and sugar is so toxic. Oh, Dr. Mike, I need sugar. No, you don't. Think about it. You don't need sugar. You don't need it. Now, I'm not saying you're never going to have any, but everything in your body is made to take sugar out of your bloodstream. It can't stay there. How can sugar be good for you if your pancreas's job is to secrete insulin and to take sugar out of your bloodstream and park it? It's the traffic cop. You come here. You can't stay in the bloodstream. Sugar destroys your blood vessels. Ask a diabetic if you don't believe me. They got trouble with their kidneys. They got trouble with their eyes. They got trouble with circulation. They got trouble anywhere where they have blood supply. They have trouble with their heart. Diabetics are 50% more likely to have a heart attack, 50% more likely to be Alzheimer's, 50% more likely to have blindness, I mean it. Why? Sugar. And carbs are going to rapidly turn into sugars. Rapidly. Oh, Dr. Martin, it's whole wheat. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Your body doesn't care if it's whole wheat. It really doesn't. It's going to be sugar quickly. So you see the benefits already. Well, let's talk about Alzheimer's for a minute. The number 3 killer in North America. Number 3 on the hit parade. Heart disease still number 1. Very close. Number 2 is cancer. Very close now. Cancer's creeping up. And third, Alzheimer's. In the UK, it's number 1. There's a reason for it. Sugar and your brain don't get along. Headquarters, up here. Sugar in the brain is particularly destructive to your hippocampus, the cells in your hippocampus. Campus, memory. Campus, school. Think about that. It's easy to remember. Your hippocampus. Sugar saturates the cells. And very destructive to the memory over a period of time. See the benefits of cutting sugar out of your diet? The benefits are crazy. It's unreal. Now, it's not easy. I didn't say it was easy. It's simple. It's not easy. Anything in life worth accomplishing is not easy. Forming new habits are not easy. I didn't say they were easy. Gyms are full in January and empty in February. Because people make, I'm going to do it. Yeah. I wrote a little devotional. That's what I'm doing, by the way, in 2021, is I'm writing a new book, okay? And by the way, we're going to, our book, the Reset, the Metabolic Reset, the diet your doctor won't share with you, coming out again this week, okay? Coming out again. We had a very small sample of books, or not samples, but books that we were given by the publisher, and guess what? They were all gone. But they promised us in 2021, early in January, they'll be out again. And then we'll have, I believe, an unlimited supply. And thank you, by the way, for making that book so successful, just in that first tranche. Thank you again. Okay? So the benefits, okay? So we talked about, you decrease your weight. Almost everybody will benefit from cutting their sugars out. Your risk of diabetes is gone down by, 60, 70, 80%. Alzheimer's. It's probably the number one concern for people over the age of 50. They're worried about their brain. They're worried about their memory. And they should be. They should be. Fourthly, better blood pressure. Well, I told you about your blood vessels. Okay? Sugar is destructive to your blood vessels. When you get plaque in your arteries, it ain't cholesterol. Remember that. Oh, the history of cholesterol, you know? How they made it the boogeyman. How they vilified cholesterol. And man, oh man, did the world ever go for that lie. I mean, again, if you were to survey, just do a survey. You better not eat too many eggs. You better not have bacon. Ooh, you're going to get cholesterol. And I'll tell you, especially my generation, my word, hook, line, and sinker, they went for it. And that's why you had the advent of Becel, margarine instead of butter. Egg whites. Oh, I go crazy when I see that stuff. All your vitamins are not in the egg whites. Your vitamins are in that yolk. Oh, yeah, but doc, there's cholesterol in there. Yeah. Must be important. Eggs are good for you. Somebody asked me the other day, how many eggs can I eat? 100? 100 a week? I don't care. I don't care. You can't make me care how many eggs you eat. I care how much sugar you eat, but I don't care how many eggs you eat. You know, keto is you count macros, right? You're counting how much protein and how much fat, and no counting on the reset. You're hungry? Eat the right foods. EMC, eggs, meat, and cheese. Eggs, meat, and cheese. It works. Works. Well, you know, and someone said to me, or didn't say it to me, was on our private Facebook group, said, well, I think I'm leaving this group because it's not for me. I don't eat meat. Well, look, if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, it's going to be, you know, a vegan, yeah. But if you're not a vegan, you're a vegetarian, well, you can still, a vegetarian can still eat eggs and cheese. Now, I feel sorry for you. You don't like meat. I feel sorry for you. But you can still do it. You can cut all your sugars out. And you'll get the benefits. And I love you. I feel sorry for you, but I still love you. Don't take it personally that I talk about the benefits of meat, and don't, you know, look, I'm a clinician. I just want to show you what I've seen thousands of times. Thousands of times. Anyway, better blood pressure. Unbelievable what happens to your blood pressure when you see it's not salt. You're blaming salt for what sugar did. Oh, I got to cut my salt down. Why? It's sugar. It's sugar that gets at your kidneys, not salt. Look, never have a lot of salt without water. Okay? I've explained that to you in the past. It has to do with viscosity. It has to do with you drinking enough water with salt. So salt will only elevate your blood pressure when you're dehydrated. So you need vitamin W, water. And only water is water. Okay, remember that. Okay? Heartburn. One of the symptoms of insulin resistance, meaning your cells are sick and tired of being hammered by insulin all the time. Put your hand up, and my name is Tony, and I'm a carboholic. And that's what creates the vast majority of time heartburn. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of patients have gotten rid of their heartburn, their acid reflux, not by taking pills, which only masks the problem. It's only a Band-Aid. And boy, the side effects of taking those medications. You know, and heartburn's no fun. So I get it. I understand it. You know, on commercials on TV, eat anything you want and just take Rolaids. Eat anything you want and just take the purple pill. Right? Just eat, and then take that, and you can eat whatever you want, and you just take something Tums for your heartburn. Well, that's crazy. You're just masking the problem. But your body has an alarm system to tell you that your insulin is too high. You know what it is? One of them is heartburn. Screaming at your body, just screaming, hey, would you cut out the carbs, please? Get rid of those sugars. Okay? This is very important, okay? This is very, very important. What happens to your triglycerides and your HDL? Now, you must get tired of hearing it, but this is so important. You see, triglycerides are bad fats. Okay? Triglycerides are bad fats. HDL is cholesterol, good cholesterol. Well, there's no bad cholesterol. Anyway, but I only focus on those two. I don't care what your LDL is. I don't care what your total cholesterol is. Now, I don't want to spend the whole time talking about this, but what I focus in on is your triglycerides. Triglycerides, 3 fat balls, are dangerous in your bloodstream. That's what causes heart disease. That's what will clot up your blood. That's what will give you a stroke and a heart attack. Triglycerides. How do you make triglycerides? You guys know the answer to this. Sugars. Sugars go to your liver. And when the liver is full, your liver sends those sugars as fat balls into your bloodstream. Now, triglycerides and HDL, they're like teeter-totters, okay? So if your triglyceride goes down by cutting out your sugars, your HDL goes up. It's diet. It's not drugs. Now, there isn't one medication for triglycerides. It's fish oil called Visipa. It's a natural product, but it costs you $400 a month if you don't have insurance. It's fish oil. Fish oils are good. I love fish. You know that. I take it every day in a capsule. But what you do is when your you cut out sugars and your triglycerides go down, teeter-totter. Whoop! What goes up? Your HDL. Now, I want you to even get higher HDL. Because when I look at somebody's lipid profile in their blood work, that's what I'm looking at. Because I can tell you, you're in trouble. You got high triglycerides. It's like this, see? When you got high triglycerides, you got low HDL. And the thing that fixes it is your diet. Not meds. Diet. No, it bugs me. It bugs me. When you never hear about the diet from cardiologists. You don't even hear about it. Now, they may send you to a dietitian. And God love them. They're well-educated people. But they're influenced by the pharmaceutical industry, and two, by the food industry. Now, I'll tell you something. The food industry is not on your side. They lie. You need a balanced diet. Yeah, you need a balanced diet between eggs, meat, and cheese. No, because you need carbs. You know, you've seen the food pyramid. High fructose corn syrup, the antichrist of sugars. It's masquerades. You know what it says in the Bible? That Satan masquerades as an angel of light. High fructose corn syrup masquerades as sugar. Go into, I put it in my book, 92 different names for sugar. It's all high fructose corn syrup. The food industry, they don't have to tell you what sugar they're using. They have to tell you they're using sugar in your food. But they don't have to tell you what kind of sugar they're using. Now, they lie. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's the food industry. Rosie gets mad at me because we're in the grocery store, I'm reading labels. I said, in my head, I'm going, they're lying again. They're telling you, oh, look at this good sugar. It ain't good sugar. It's not. It's bad sugar. It's man-made sugar, mostly. It's man-made sugar. And man does great things, but what they did to sugar has never been good. Well, they did the same thing to salt. Table salt. When man makes table salt, it's not salt. It really isn't. It's stripped of all, it's bleached. So it's stripped of all its nutrients. Salt is good for you. Real salt is good for you. But you see, sugar, they hide it. And they rarely get called out on it. Now, you guys know that because you guys are well informed. But again, this is so important for your body. I just can't emphasize it enough. There's only one way to get the teeter-totter right. When you eliminate your sugars, preferably get rid of your carbohydrates as much as you can, especially during the reset. Here's what happens. Triglycerides, 3 fat balls, go down, and your HDL goes up. And that's how you have healthy lipids. Everything else is like a smokescreen. There's a whole industry, and I've told you this so many times, but the number one selling medication, the one that brought in the most revenue of all time, was to lower your LDL. They're called statin drugs. And the results of that have been disastrous. Disastrous. If the pharmaceutical industry was a coach in major league sports of any kind, they would have gotten fired a long time ago for losing. The NFL regular season ended yesterday. I always laugh because the NFL, the day after, well, they don't even wait a day, most teams. The day after the NFL season, coaches, it's like, a change in underwear. They get fired because they lost. The pharmaceutical industry should have got fired when it comes to heart disease because they've been losing since the 1980s. It bugs me. Nobody talks about food. Nobody talks about food. And they should. Because it's a fact that with food, elimination and addition, but elimination, you lower your triglycerides and your HDL, goes up. Yep. Okay. Holy moly, I still got, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only got, I wrote down here 13. Okay. 13 reasons to get rid of your sugars. 13 reasons to start the reset. Okay. Now, I know many of you have started the reset. Good for you. I'm going to come in later on today and I'm going to pump your tires on the Martin Clinic Facebook private group there, okay? Now, if you want to join in, put your hand up. No, I can't see it. But let us know, okay? Let us know so that we can, encourage you. You'll have questions, I'm sure. So sort of every Monday, in the month of January, we're going to start a new group. So if you haven't done it yet, and a lot of people did it right on January 1st, they started the reset. Good for you guys. I hoped I pumped your tires this morning if you're listening. But we're gonna follow up with you guys and really get you to do it. Now, I want to introduce something to those who have already done the reset. Okay, this is not for first timers. This is for second timers, third timers, and it's only an option. I highly recommend you do the reset again. Somebody asked me, how often should you do the reset? Well, depending on how metabolically challenged you are, certainly 2-3 times a year is a good time to do the reset. But I want to introduce something today, and that is for those who've already done the reset and just want to empty your liver. You can do a 1-week reset. Okay? 1 week. Empty your liver. Let's say, Christmas and you've been eating like you know what it's like. Well, do the 1 week reset. Okay? For first time, please do the 30 days. There's many reasons for it. And like your HDL and your triglycerides, which I just talked about. You're not going to fix that in 7 days. But you will empty your liver. You will empty your liver. And you know what? Somebody said to me, well, I think I did a show on it. We talked about the detox. I don't care what you take in terms of supplements or whatever for the detox, but there's nothing more detoxifying than emptying your liver. There was a new study out that came out that I saw it on the weekend, that liver cancer is up. In the last 30 years is up 300%. Liver cancer. Deadly, deadly cancer is liver cancer. Empty your liver. So look, I'm just putting an option out for people that said, well, I did the reset, I don't want to do 30 days. You've done the reset in the past. Do a 7. If you want, start today, 7 days. Or start tomorrow and do 7 days. I'm giving that option, okay? And the reset is simple. Absolutely no carbohydrates. None. Zero. Nada. Okay? And eggs, meat, and cheese. That's what you eat. You can have cream. No milk. For 30 days. And for your renewal, 7 days if you want. Okay, so, Friday will be question and answer. And thank you again for making the book, the Reset book, a Canadian bestseller. And now we're really going to pump her. So if you didn't get that book, you'll be able to get it. I think should be making an announcement about that this week. And then, if you can, we'd like you to join the private Facebook group if you haven't. You can invite your friends and family and that. If you don't get our emails, you can sign up at martinclinic.com for our emails. Okay, we have a lot of information out. And we'd love to have you on our email list. Okay, I think I did all the advertising I wanted to do. Talk to you soon, guys. We love you.